Welcome back to Spartan Training Systems. Hey, I appreciate you joining us again. My name's Greg. You know my partner Patrick, he's out there. I'm here today to talk to you about the 4 cardinal safety rules. We'll kind of add in a 5th, but really there are 4 major ones that are out there that you really need to know about. Let's talk about it. All right, welcome back. Spartan Training Systems, I appreciate you tuning in. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure to hit that bell notification. You'll know when our next video is coming out. And hey, thumbs up. Hey, if you have to, thumbs down. I prefer all the thumbs up I can get. But if I get a thumbs down, at least tell me why. What is it that I can do better for you on my next video? All right, so Spartan Training Systems, here we go. 4 cardinal safety rules. As somebody likes to say, they're like, oh, cardinal safety rules? Well, why can't they be Blue Jay safety rules? Yeah, whatever. How stupid. Anyway, 4 main safety rules that you need to worry about with firearms that count no matter what, no matter where you are, no matter what kind of firearm it is. I don't care if you're on the range, if you're at home, if you're deployed, whatever. These 4 cardinal safety rules are always to be followed no matter what. All right. Number 1, assume all firearms are loaded. Always. Assume all firearms are loaded. Let's switch that up a little bit. Let's assume that all firearms and simulated firearms are loaded. There's a reason for this. So, airsoft, their guns look real. You can go to Amazon, and maybe I'll put a link below. You can go to Amazon and buy the little plastic firearms to duplicate what you have if you want to practice your draw at home. They make them out of plastic. They're exact same dimensions, right? So airsoft, training plastic weapons, we call them blue guns or red guns, right? What else? Not paint. I mean, paintball guns. They're made to like shoot at people. How about CERT guns, right? The CERT gun. So it has a little laser light in it. So when you pull the trigger, you get actual trigger pull, right, or trigger press, and it shoots out a laser to let you know if your sights are lined up right. These are all firearms and simulated firearms, right? Treat them all as if they're loaded. Why? Why is this important? If you treat every firearm as if it's loaded, whether it be a training plastic one or a real one, you will never, ever accidentally assume, well, it's just a toy. Oh, it's just a fake. Oh, if it's a fake, I can point that at somebody. So if I pointed at somebody because it's plastic, pointed at somebody because it's plastic, pointed at somebody because it's plastic, now all of a sudden I have a real one and I pointed at somebody. Oh, damn, that's a problem. That is a problem. Right? We treat every firearm and simulated firearm as if it is loaded, right? So, treat all firearms, simulated firearms, as if it's loaded. That way, we're not going to be making mistakes, okay? Second, keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. I like to say, keep your finger off the trigger and high on the slide until you are ready to shoot. Or if you're shooting a revolver, keep your finger off the trigger and high on the frame until you are ready to shoot. And so what does that look like? So here we go. This is a Glock 19. If you notice, I am by myself right now. There is nobody around me. This is definitely a safe direction. This is a safe direction. If I point it this way, I'm going to destroy my iPad that I'm filming on. It definitely will not come back this way, right? I'm assuming that this is loaded. So if you notice, we lock the slide to the rear. We're going to visually and physically inspect it. I'm going to look away, and I'm going to come back and check it again. And this firearm is clear. I checked it before I started taping, and I checked it again here in front of you. Okay? So slide forward. So finger high off the trigger and high on the slide. Now I have seen people that are right down here. I have seen people that keep their finger on the trigger guard. Now it's off the trigger. I'm following the rule. Finger off the trigger till I'm ready to shoot, right? Off the trigger, high on the slide. There can be a lot of accidents right here, okay? What if I misstep? What if somebody bumps me from behind, right? Our automatic reaction, if we're getting ready to fall, is to grasp, right? Grasp. So if I'm here and I grasp, I'm pushing against the slide. I'm not going anywhere. But if I'm here, where am I going to end up? Right? Finger off the trigger, high on the slide until you're ready to shoot. Okay? So, assume all firearms are loaded. Keep your finger off the trigger and high on the slide or high on the frame. If we're talking about a revolver, if I had a revolver right now, I would show you, but just under the cylinder is the actual metal frame, and that is going to be above where the trigger guard is, right? So you keep it high on the frame, under the cylinder, but away from that trigger guard. All right? So that's 2. Let's go for number 3. Do not aim or point at anything you do not intend to destroy. And I will add maim or kill. Do not point your firearm at anything you do not intend to destroy, maim, or kill. Okay? Because if we assume that all firearms are loaded, or if we just say all firearms are loaded, we don't have to assume anything, right? What is assume? Okay, I think you know. All right, so we will say that all firearms are loaded. So if I assume that all firearms are loaded, why would I point it at something that may end up getting destroyed, maimed, or killed? That would be pretty silly, right? That's why these are key cardinal safety rules. If you follow these at all times, forever, from this point, from watching this video, until the last day that you ever even consider getting close to a firearm, you should be perfectly safe. Okay? The last one. Be aware of your target, the backstop, and what lies beyond. Okay? You are accountable for every round that you send out of the end of that firearm. Every single round. So if you're going to shoot at something, if you're on, let's say, an outdoor, let's say you're in your backyard. You got a couple acres, it's legal to shoot in your backyard. You step out on your back porch, got a big old fat pine tree or oak tree or something like that, and you've pinned up a little target on there. What's beyond that tree? How far do you have? How many other trees are in the way? How far is the next house? So be aware of your target and what's beyond it. What's beyond that target? You know, that old thing about, you see the old westerns and they shoot up in the air. That bullet's got to come down somewhere. There are actually places that have reported deaths from people shooting celebratory shots into the air, and they come down and they kill people. I mean, really? You are accountable for every bullet that comes out of the muzzle of that gun. So when you pull that trigger, you're responsible for everything that happens after that. If you're on an actual shooting range where you have your paper target maybe hanging on cardboard, and beyond that is a steel trap or the rubber or whatever that's meant to absorb that round, prevent ricochet, and trap that round within a certain area, that's your target. Is the paper on the cardboard, right? And what's beyond? The steel trap that's meant to capture that round without ricochet. All right? If shooting in your backyard, you're shooting at that target pinned to that tree. What's beyond that? More trees? Maybe a berm, right? Which is awesome. But then how far is it to the next house? What is the capability of the firearm that you're shooting? Are you shooting a 9mm pistol? Or are you shooting an AR-15 or an AK-47 or some other type of hunting rifle, a 30-06, which can really reach out and touch somebody from over a mile away? So be aware of your target, your backstop, and beyond. This especially is important when you're considering maybe a concealed carry and you're out in public. Something happens. Maybe you decide to act, or should you act? One of the things that you need to consider is, what is your target and what's beyond? You've got somebody that's holding a gun to a clerk, and your angle is you draw up and think you're going to engage, but right behind him is a daycare. Are you going to take that shot? You're responsible for that round. If you miss, or even if you hit and it goes through and it goes to that daycare and hits a kid, that's your problem. That's your problem. This is the awesome responsibility of firearms, right? This is the awesome responsibility of carrying concealed or carrying out in public. I'm in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We're an open carry state. You can open carry wherever you go, unless there is a very specific federal, state, or local ordinance that forbids open carry within a certain area. Overall, the Commonwealth of Virginia is carry a gun wherever you go. I see them in Walmart all the time. They're walking up and down the aisles. They got guns on their hips, guns in their back, guns all over the place, right? Welcome to the Commonwealth. And that's awesome. But are you responsible enough, right? Do you understand these 4 cardinal safety rules to ensure your safety, the safety of your family, the safety of your neighbors, and the safety of the other citizens all around you, right? Are you an asset to society, or are you a liability? I would hope that you're going to be an asset to society. Keep in mind these 4 cardinal safety rules. Oh, wait a minute. Remember I told you there's kind of like a 5th one that I would kind of throw in there? The 4 cardinals are the 4 cardinals, right? There's kind of a 5th one. Some firearms actually come with a manual safety. You actually have to click it off in order to pull the trigger. And so the 5th one would be keep your safety engaged until you're ready to fire. It's just an extra level of protection. If it's there, go ahead and use it. Don't turn it off until you're ready to pull the trigger, because if there's an accident, if something happens, if you get startled, at least you're not pulling the trigger when you don't mean to, and you've got that physical safety lever there to help you out. Okay? So, there you go. 4 cardinal safety rules. Do you remember them? Maybe I'll give you a minute. Go ahead. 4 cardinal safety rules. Go. How about all weapons are loaded, or assume all weapons are loaded, right? Finger off the trigger, high on the slide until you are ready to shoot. Do not point or aim at anything you do not intend to destroy, maim, or kill. And be aware of your target, its backstop, and what's beyond, right? What's beyond. We're responsible for every single round. If you're carrying a firearm, if you're shooting a firearm, if you own a firearm, there is a great deal of responsibility that comes with that. And I want you to be safe, please. I want your family to be safe, and I want those around you to be safe. So, with that being said, we here at Spartan Training Systems, thank you for taking the time to watch about the 4 cardinal safety rules, 5 if you add in the physical safety. And we encourage you to train, and then train some more. Train with somebody that knows. Hey, you know what? Come out and train with us. We're here for you. Right now we're offering concealed handgun carry permit, Virginia concealed handgun permit classes. You'll get your certificate at the end, and then you can apply through the state. We are going to be introducing a intro to handguns course along with private lessons. Anyway, give us a chance. We're here for you. I'm here for you. Patrick's here for you. And we just want to make it a very safe place where you are able to enjoy the recreation of firearms. And if you decide that you want to conceal carry for protection, for self-protection or home protection, that you can do it safely and you understand what all the laws are. So again, from Spartan Training Systems, thank you very much for watching this video, and we hope to see you again soon.